los otros. ¿Qué es lo que quieren?
La Tierra. Casey, por eso están aquí. Necesitan la Tierra.
Chloe Grace Moretz ha demostrado a lo largo de su corta pero intensa carrera que sabe escoger papeles femeninos con mucha fuerza. Y por supuesto, tenía que tener su propia adaptación de una novela distópica. La actriz protagoniza La Quinta Ola. Vamos a hablar con ella para que nos cuente cómo ha sido meterse en la piel de Casey.
You've been choosing strong female characters, like we said in the press conference, for a long time. So you may have seen some kind of evolution in this aspect. How have you seen it, the role of female in Hollywood?
You know, I think that we're finally being allowed to portray women in the light that we actually are and who we are at heart. And, you know, for so many years we've had to just, you know, take what's given for us and you know, swallow our pride down and do what we're supposed to do. Whereas now we're able to show the world who women are and what we fight for and how we're so much more than what society tries to tell us that we are. And for so many people, I think it's that way. I mean, I think that, you know, for not just gender equality, but, you know, racial equality and, you know, everything like that, I think that we're slowly becoming more progressive. And I think on the racial front, we need to become even more progressive in that sense, because this is just one battle and we have so many more to fight.
Well, you're entering the dystopian market, which is pretty crowded. So, what are the main strengths of Casey to fight the Katnisses in right now?
Well, I think what it is you know that what's interesting about this movie is that it takes place right now. So there's no post-apocalyptic. It's not dystopian. It's like as if tomorrow aliens came down. So it's not that, you know. I think we're immediately jumping off, you know, right off the dock. We are a very different movie at heart. And the story of Cassie and what makes her different than the other characters that I've seen out there portrayed by different actresses and directors is that this isn't a story about me falling in love with a man and running off with him and that's what we fight together and that's where this starts off. It's a story about a young woman who is not extraordinary in any way, is not trained in any way, is just a normal girl living a normal day life, but she's put into extraordinary circumstances, and she's you know, has this question in front of her of will she fight for the love of her family or will she flee? And ultimately the reason that she perseveres and the reason that her tenacity gets kicked into overdrive and why she fights so hard for life is for her brother and the love of her brother and that relationship. And I think that's what makes us different than any other movie out there.
Well, this is the first movie of a trilogy. You said before in the press conference that you'd like to do television to explore broader characters. So I don't know if you've signed for all the 3 books, but how can you tell us about this case of being able to build a franchise?
I think that, you know, being able to build a franchise is a great opportunity to show so much more of a character, whereas usually when you make a movie, it's a one-off, you know what I mean? And you do the character, but then you'll never be able to revisit it. And I think what's great with movies like this is that you don't have to end it. You can fall in love with the character, and if you really enjoy it and you go see it again and again and again, and it raises enough money to make a second one, we can show you the different sides of the characters and where they lead their lives. So I think that's really where it stands.
Los otros ven nuestra esperanza como una debilidad, pero se equivocan.